Shalom, I'm Rabbi Michael Panitz speaking to you from the pulpit of Temple Israel in Norfolk, Virginia. Thinking about democracy and society in the week following the Canadian Dominion Day on July 1st and then the American Independence Day on July 4th, just a few days ago. My message at this time is entitled God and the Spirit of Compromise. There are times when compromise is merely irresolution. But to look at today's state of politics, one would think that compromise is an evil far worse than inaction. To give the political opponent a victory, in however many quotes you want to enclose it, is to sign one's own doom in the eyes of a hyper-partisan constituent, the kind who actually votes during primaries. Nor is this only a deficiency here in the United States. Looking at the polarized positions in Israeli society, and the accusations of illegitimacy levied by the defeated former prime minister at his elected successor, I see the very same sickness of soul of the American body politic infecting life there as well. It does not have to be thus in a democracy. I remember the transition in government in the Federal Republic of Germany, West Germany, in 1982. Now, the wits of that time called it, quote, the tale of two Helmuts. Not Helmet, but Helmut, because the name of the outgoing chancellor was Helmut Schmidt, and the incoming chancellor was Helmut Kohl. Chancellor Schmidt had lost a no-confidence vote in the German parliament, and the opposition leader, Helmut Kohl, was taking over. Schmidt was the leader of the Social Democratic Party, and Kohl of a more conservative party, the Christian Democratic Party. I recall an interview at the time on the MacNeil-Lehrer News Hour on the public broadcasting system. It was Channel 13 in New York and New Jersey, where I lived. The Social Democratic Party spokesperson was there, as was the Christian Democratic spokesperson. And the Social Democrat closed by saying, quote, "We will now be a responsible opposition party as we go into opposition." I would love to see that spirit, a responsible opposition party. I'd love to see that in Israel. I'd love to see that in the United States of America, the two countries I most strongly identify with. Now, turning to the Bible, the closing chapters of the biblical book of Numbers, which we've been reading these past few weeks in synagogues around the world. These chapters contain a fascinating pair of narratives regarding the 5 daughters of a man named Zelophehad of the tribe of Menashe. He had no sons, only these 5 daughters. In the first narrative, Numbers chapter 27, the quintet appeal to the leaders, Moses, the high priest Eleazar, the tribal chieftains, to allow them, those daughters, to inherit the estate of their deceased father. That would have been a break from the strict law of male-only inheritance in that society at the time. Moses brought forward their case before the Lord, conceptualizing that however we might. And Moses received a divine answer in favor of the female petitioners. God uses the word kain, rightly. Rightly do the daughters of Tzelofchad speak. You shall surely give them a secure holding in the midst of their father's brothers, and you shall pass on their father's estate to them. Numbers 27, verse 7. God then generalized the ruling to all cases where daughters, but no sons, survive a deceased father. Nevertheless, that ruling did not overturn another aspect of the patriarchal system of Israelite society at that time, in which children assumed the tribal identity of their fathers rather than of their mothers. If your father was from the tribe of Menashe and your mother was from a different tribe, you would end up belonging to the tribe of Menashe. Hence, the tribal leaders of Menashe foresaw a diminution of their territory should the 5 landed women of their tribe marry outside the tribe, because those daughters' children would then belong to that other tribe, and their estate would be part of that tribal holding and not the holding of Menashe. So the tribal leaders brought their complaint to Moses, who once more referred the case upstairs, shall we say. God again obliged Moses with an answer, this one in favor of the tribe, using the same word rightly, kain. Rightly do the tribe of the sons of Joseph speak. Concerning the daughters of Tzelofchad, within the clan of their father's tribe must they become wives. And an estate of the Israelites shall not turn round from tribe to tribe. And that's Numbers chapter 36, verses 5 through 8. In short, we see a compromise. The daughters won an important concession, but the tribe's interests were respected as well. Dutifully, we are told, the daughters married within their tribe while showing independence in that they themselves chose their spouses rather than relying on some male relative to arrange the match. A detail to be noted, and this is often missed, so read closely, is that they married their cousins. That is to say, they married the very people who would have inherited the estate under the older legal system. Remarkably, their affirmative action produced a win-win situation all around. And I'm sure that doesn't happen often. They were the ultimate gracious winners. The story of the marriage of the daughters of Tzelofchad is the final narrative in the book of Numbers. It completes the saga of the 2 Israelite generations sojourning in the wilderness on a hopeful note. We see individuals able to engage in meaningful political debate, hearing each other's positions, and arriving at a solution that balances the competing interests. Is it too much to hope that in our American society, or for that matter, our Israeli democratic society, we could regain this biblical respect for compromise? It would be so hopeful if we could again be inspired by the Bible to make the following words from the book of Psalms true in our political lives. Hine ma tov u'ma na'im, shevet achim gam yachad. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to dwell together in unity. A prayer for our time. Amen.